fire in the Pacific Palisades, now the most destructive in the city's history.
I don't know if you've seen the signs when you drive into Altadena that say enter at your own risk.
All this is unofficial. I don't feel like they're telling the truth.
In January 2025, apocalyptic wildfires devastated Los Angeles.
How much warning did you have?
We didn't have no warning.
No warning.
Private water, private everything. That's the water reservoir, which was empty.
Understandably, many of the survivors feel let down by the people whose very job it is to protect them.
There was a living room, there was a kitchen.
Not being able to take cherished possessions or photos or kids' toys.
You better take pictures of the house right now.
The episode comes with a bit of a warning. Martina, understandably, is still very emotional about what happened to her and to her home in the fires. On the one hand, she's more than entitled to her opinions and her beliefs. They do start to stray into the realm of conspiracy theory at some point. So it's worth me pointing out that not everything she says is verifiable, not everything she says is facts, but it's her opinions, it's her thoughts, it's her beliefs about this awful thing that's happened to her.
But it started in Highlands, and it started on New Year's Eve.
It started on New Year's Eve?
Yeah. Kids were playing in Palisades and started a fucking fire. I'm sorry to say that.
Have the kids been identified?
We didn't hear, by the way.
Right.
They put the fire down within 1 hour or something, couple of hours, but they didn't do it properly.
Oh, God.
That's what most people, the investigation, all this is unofficial.
Yeah.
They will never tell you. I don't feel like they're telling the truth. One of our friends said there were like fire tornadoes.
Whoa.
Yeah, he said he saw like huge tornadoes, fireballs, with the high speed going whichever way. Look, we lived through fires here, and the insurance were dropping people before the fire started.
What?
Yeah.
You can be dropped by your insurance?
Yes, maybe they knew that the fucking city didn't check the water hydrants or whatever, but it's like the insurance knew, so a lot of people got their insurances dropped. There's a lot of city buildings, even in the village, which is owned by city, and electric power companies and water companies, they all are saved.
They're saved.
So there was enough water for those buildings to be put out by the firefighters. Do you understand?
Yeah.
This city, Pacific Palisades, it's the biggest city which brings a lot of tax revenue.
Tax revenue.
Because people pay high taxes in here.
Okay.
And this is one of the government building, water company or electric company standing.
And it's doing just fine.
Look, it's like untouched, right? And look next to it, everything damaged. Everything, and that's where I lived. Yeah?
When looking at this now, what is your overriding emotion?
Disappointment. I think if I would have known that this was a real natural disaster, meaning really like that it was caused by the nature itself, I think I wouldn't be as hurt, but I think it's because I know it was caused by human error and there is no accountability taken for it. It is really painful. It is painful.
The negligence.
The negligence, the gross negligence, the lies, the sliminess of these politicians. The sliminess.
And so you living here, you should have been protected had they done their job.
Yes. There's a bunch of lawsuits here, but it's gonna be very hard to take because city has a lot of immunity. So they're trying to sue the water company, right? Why wouldn't there be water in the hydrants? Why the reservoir was empty?
That was your house?
Yeah, and the reservoir, it's just there.
Oh my gosh. So
you see that white little sliver there?
Yeah,
that's the
up
water
at the top
reservoir.
At the top of the hill there?
Yeah. That's the water reservoir, which was empty. I have to say, I think the biggest upset for my part is how they're lying and they don't take responsibility.
The theory of a lack of water was mentioned by then President-elect Donald Trump on social media in the days following the fires.
And when the fire was actively happening, this Meyer boss, she was on a vacation or like in Nigeria or whatever country she went to, and she knew that there's a high risk of this happening. Okay, then Biden came during the fires and nobody really realized, but they stopped the air. So people couldn't be flying anything.
Right.
So for 4 hours, they could have been dropping shit. But because Biden was in LA looking at the fucking fires, for 4 hours, there was no flight zone.
This is a view first suggested online by conspiracy theorist Alex Jones on January the 8th, one day after the fire started.
Biden doesn't give a crap. And they've been talking about this flight control since yesterday afternoon. And here we are the next day. There's the flight restriction map on screen for TV viewers. And it's funny to them.
If you don't know Alex Jones, he was found guilty of spreading false rumours about the Sandy Hook massacre back in 2022 in order to pay over $1 billion in damages to the victims' families. Conspiracy theories during national disasters are nothing new. After Hurricane Helene hit North Carolina in 2024, many claimed the government was geoengineering the weather.
This is a massive storm.
Others believed disaster money was being spent on migrants. And during the LA wildfires, the internet rumour mill fired up once again. There were theories about directed energy weapons controlled by secret government groups, purposefully igniting fires. Some believe the fires were started deliberately in an effort to destroy evidence against Sean P. Diddy Combs.
That was supposed to go into evidence in, just a few days? Really just burned to the ground? It's not on. And along with a lot of the celebrities that are intertwined with Diddy, their homes and evidence burned to the ground.
And others say water needed to fight the fire was being hoarded by the Resnick family for their pistachio farm.
The National Guard has now joined the fight against the Eaton fire. One devastated area is the close-knit Altadena community.
The fire swept in like a hurricane Tuesday night, flames ripping through Altadena at a relentless pace.
At the same time that the Palisades was burning, another fire, the Eaton fire, was starting to burn through the community of Altadena. In this part of town, the conspiracy theories take on a racial dimension.
Now we take you to the Eaton fire disaster zone. That's in Altadena, and many of the homes there have been owned by African-American families for decades. Why did they live there? Well, because of redlining, they were excluded from nearby cities like Glendale and La Cañada Flint Ridge.
Redlining was racist housing laws in the early 20th century that stopped people of colour from buying homes in certain areas. Redlining explains why there are more black residents in the west parts of Altadena, as historically this is where they were allowed to purchase homes. During the wildfires, homes in West Altadena suffered more damage than those in the east. This has led some residents to speculate about the origins of the fire. Again, these are individuals' personal beliefs and therefore unverifiable.
One of the theories is that because Altadena has a population of black folks who owned land in particular that outpaces the black populations who own land and have wealth anywhere else in the United States. The theory is that there was some intentionality, that one way to disrupt that hold on land, and which is wealth, right?
Right.
Is to destroy it.
So to literally take that away from.
Just destroy it.
I mean, it's going very deep into conspiracy theory.
Right, let's go deep.
But is the thought, potentially, that it was started deliberately?
So that's that next level of conspiracy theory that I've definitely heard, that it was intentionally set in order to achieve that goal of displacing particularly the Black land ownership here.
Yeah.
I'll never know the truth. I'm completely powerless against it. Sitting with that and contemplating it doesn't help me move forward, so I don't.
All those things lead me to believe that whether it's purposeful or not, the value of the community and the value of the people around that area where it started, it wasn't as great a value to get in there and knock this thing down so it doesn't become a problem.
There were other theories relating to the timings of fire warnings given to both parts of Altadena. The fire started at 6:30 p.m. on January the 7th. Neighborhoods on the east side of town got evacuation orders at 7:26 p.m. Nothing was sent to residents in the west, less than a mile away.
And so we stayed in yellow here on the west side of Lake. We stayed in yellow all day. So we were watching. We could see the fire off, like we could see red off in the distance. On the ridge, up on the ridge, you could see the red up on the mountain. Our youngest daughter, she was not at all comfortable. So we come back after dropping them off, still in the yellow, and then we were woken up at 3:30 when it jumped to red.
Residents in the west side of Altadena only received their evacuation order at 3:25 a.m., hours after fires began to burn through their community. But by this point, it was too late. Of the 18 people confirmed dead in the Eaton fire, all lived on the town's west side. Guys, I'd love to know where you stand on these wildfire theories. Drop us a message with your thoughts in the comments section below. A few doors down, one family home avoided all fire damage completely. It remains fully intact. We're visiting Jen at home in April, 4 months after the fires.
Oh, your Christmas tree.
I know, our little, yep.
Frozen in time, isn't it? This is blowing my mind, the fact that of course it's here. Of course the tree's still here.
You can see we were playing this game that somebody gave us for Christmas.
Even though you might consider them lucky to have escaped the fire, in reality, they're facing up to a totally different kind of nightmare.
We've been deemed undamaged, which just means it didn't burn to the ground.
Right.
The truth is every one of these houses, we were filled with smoke from, there were up to 100-mile-an-hour winds blowing, and so we received the smoke, ash and soot from thousands of homes that burned down a block away.
Undamaged is a very... I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry. All right. Because you'll notice about me. I'll start crying within 2 minutes.
I haven't talked about this for a while.
Ultimately, we will clean up our home. We'll move back home. We'll be here again. But our hometown is gone.
Jen, her husband and 2 kids left their home as the fires closed in on January the 7th. 4 months on, they're still not able to move back in. They've only been here a handful of times since.
You're going to have to get rid of a lot of stuff.
They call it the slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a slow unfolding of everything that you can't save. You know, my stove is toxic. So because of smoke and ash particles that settle on the inner workings of that, they can't really clean it out, or if they do, it costs thousands of dollars or more. However, we're arguing with insurance over it. They don't want to pay to replace it. So it's this constant, it's just another financial ruin or risking your health.
Do you feel that? Do you feel it's safe to bring your kids back here at the moment?
I feel a little bit like a science experiment. You hear again and again of environmental disasters, and then 2 to 5 years later, all of the data comes out, or mysterious illnesses begin.
Dangerous effects of wildfire smoke.
Worsening of lung diseases.
I don't know if you've seen the signs when you drive into Altadena that say enter at your own risk.
Oh, we didn't see those, no.
Yeah, they have installed them permanently. They're like a street sign. So, and as if somehow that absolves the county of any responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Jen's home has been tested for toxins, and they discovered the presence of cyanide, a byproduct of burning home materials that blew through their house. Cyanide is a rapidly acting, potentially deadly chemical compound that can interfere with the body's ability to use oxygen. But the insurance company refuses to pay out for a rebuild, so they will likely have to make do with a deep clean and repainting.
This community has so many homes and so many families that have been here for generations, and really all of their wealth is tied up in home ownership. Their homes have been paid off for years, and they were uninsured or underinsured, and the cost of rebuilding is so high. So what complicates the whole situation is that financially, we can't just choose to live somewhere else. I mean, we still own a house, we still are paying a mortgage. I mean, there are some people who have enough wealth to maybe have 2 houses, but most of us can't afford that. So we've moved 5 times.
5 times you've had to move.
Yeah, because there's such a housing shortage. We've just been moving from rental, like Airbnbs.
Okay.
And our insurance does not want to release more than a month at a time. And they say, oh, you just need this month, you need this month. But it means that you cannot book in advance. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Say one of the things I really am mourning is the loss of that freedom for my kids. My oldest he had many friends who moved here over the last few years, and I would drop him at a friend's house, and then they'd walk to pick up another friend, and then they'd walk to the chicken truck. And so that freedom for him, that's gone.
Really, I'm just so sorry.
It's the devastation is so huge that it won't be or can't be the same.
This is owned by a really rich guy called Caruso. When there were the fires, he hired private firefighters.
Rick Caruso, a billionaire property developer, used private fire crews to protect his shopping complex from the fast-spreading fires. LA's rich and famous were paying a minimum of $25,000 for private fire services to attend their homes. Prices have been quoted at $3,000 per day for a 2-man team and up to $10,000 per day for a 4-truck, 20-man service.
Private water, private everything, so this one never got damaged.
So that's all still, that's all fine.
Look at that, you can see how this is intact.
Sure, if you can afford it, why not? But does it allow the rich to buy their way out of a disaster? I'd love to hear your views on this in the comments. Martina and her husband bought their house in 2012, costing in excess of $1 million. They both worked 2 jobs to pay for a lifestyle they describe as a mountain paradise.
The insurance gave us some money. We were severely underinsured, by the way, which 90% of the people here were. We got payout, let's say $30,000. If we would rebuild this is gonna take, they estimated, some people 4 to 5 years to rebuild this. So how can you live for 4 to 5 years on $40,000 payout for living? You can't. So I'll take you around.
Can you just talk us through what was where?
So, okay, this was my patio. You go here, and I had jasmine. This was all jasmine everywhere.
Was it?
Yeah. This was all trees. You walk through the patio.
Are you going to be okay in flip-flops?
Yes, it's okay. And so this was the patio. There was a living room. There was a kitchen. And then it went all up, and there was a bedroom and garage and another, but it was a 3-bed, 3-bath house place.
How much warning did you have?
We didn't have no warning.
No warning?
I woke up in the morning, drove the kids to school, did some shopping. I was planning to cook. And my friend, come, let's go for coffee. That was around 9 o'clock. And then the fire started when I'm in a coffee shop.
Wow.
And then my husband, it's like, oh, this is gonna be the big one. This is gonna get us. And I'm like, shut up, don't make me stressed out. I tried to ignore it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I told my friends bye. And I drove back at least to see what's going on. I saw the smoke and the fire, and I was trying to get here, but it's already so plugged in. I wanted to park.
You therefore couldn't get in, so you couldn't get into your home to get the things.
No, you know, I mean, this is Amazon. This is charity. You know what I mean? I bought the hat. Yes, I did. I had some sunglasses in my car, so that was safe.
But you couldn't take any of the sentimental items?
My husband was here, and he was so concerned about helping the neighbors that he didn't pack either.
Right.
Okay, guys, there is a vanity there. I had few handbags. I said, let those bitches not to be burned, because... So he grabbed a trash bag, put it in the trash, and still most of them burned, but I had some of them saved.
When you left your home, you didn't know it was going to be the last time you were in your home.
Yeah, I couldn't say goodbye to it. I feel guilty about complaining and feeling the pain, because I know the world and other people going through so much worse. People tell me that I shouldn't feel guilty.
You shouldn't.
But I do.
Total war zone, that's what it looks like. It looks like somebody's just been dropped and flattened it. Not being able to say goodbye, not being able to take the things that you really need, your kind of cherished possessions or photos or kids' toys or even just clothes. What's really getting to me is the fact that Martina had no notice or warning, like there was no time whatsoever to pack up some clothes and important possessions, stuff for kids possessions, kids' toys.
I didn't realize when I lost everything, my pictures, my grandparents passed away, I had all the memories with them. It's all gone. It's like your identity is gone.
Yes, I understand that.
So that identity was stripped away from me. And funny enough, like I complain sometimes about my work and stuff. And the next day I show up after my house gone, and I wasn't scheduled to work. But the next day I drove myself to work. And I begged them, I said, guys, my house is gone, can I work?
Well, because you wanted just to
have something.
Distraction, sort of.
No, I wanted my identity, some of my identity back.
Yeah.
For Martina, life will never be the same again, and she's accepted the need to make some big life changes as a result of the disaster.
I do feel like I got a little materialistic, like we are living in materialistic society. And I was, I'm not exception. So I think I'll try to really detach more myself from material stuff. Because in the end, it's about different things. And I think it does give you some growth. I'm searching from within.
Okay.
And I'm looking what's really important for my life.
What have you discovered when you look on the inside?
I discovered that I need to learn more about myself, what my needs and where I need to go. And I'm grateful that I have beautiful children, and I'm grateful they are all healthy and everybody in the family is alive. and I'm trying to look from what's beyond.
Yeah.
I cannot look too far because right now it's really survival. We need to find a place to live.
What strikes me most about the fires is that these awful things happen to all these people in totally different areas at the same time and from very different causes. In Palisades, it was supposedly started by kids on New Year's Eve. In Altadena, it was an electrical fire from a pylon damaged by the wind. But what they all have in common is that life is probably never going to be the same again. It's comforting to hear of people's resilience to rebuild, and that others will find positives in something this devastating to reconsider certain parts of their lives. It gives us all hope.